Hi guys, and welcome to my channel, Changing Phases Tarot. I'm so happy to have you here with me today. Now, today's reading, we'll be doing the February monthly reading. So the general reading for the month of February 2018 for all of the signs. For the main reading, which will be a 10-card Celtic cross spread, I will use the Crystal Visions Tarot deck. And I will pull two additional cards, oracle cards, just to enhance our reading. One will be from the Soulful Woman oracle card deck, and the other one is from the Ask Your Guides oracle card deck. Okay, as a reminder, please, in addition to watching your sun sign video, take a look at your moon sign and your rising sign video. That way, you'll have a really, a more or broader overview of what is in store for you during the month. Sometimes the messages in one will resonate more than the other. So, and obviously, as I always say, these are general readings, so please do keep that in mind. The messages may or may not resonate. The only way for you to get a truly personalized reading focusing on you and what is going on in your life right now would be to get a private reading from me. And if you're interested, you can do that by checking out my website, changingphasestarot.weebly.com. There you'll find all of the services I offer as well as pricing, or you could send me an email at changingphasestarot@gmail.com. All right, so I think that's it for the introduction. I will stop for now and see you in 1 second for your readings. Hi, Scorpio. Hope you're doing well. I'm here to get into your February 2018 reading. As you can see, I've already laid out your spread. I shuffled off camera and really just did this to try to save some time. So let's get into the cards. We have, as the overall energy for the month of February, High Priestess, Major Arcana number 2. At the center of your reading, you have Major Arcana number 18, the Moon. Crossing the Moon, you have the Nine of Swords. At the foundation of your reading, you have the Five of Wands. In the past position, you have the Queen of Swords. Crowning your reading, you have the Four of Pentacles. In the future position, you have the Page of Swords. You in the reading appear as the Queen of Wands. In your environment, how others are seeing you, you have the Six of Wands. Your hopes and fears, Two of Swords. And the outbound energy for the month, you have the Seven of Pentacles. Okay. All right, so starting off with, what's interesting, you have the High Priestess, the overall energy, and then you have the Moon sitting at in the middle. So these are two cards that really speak of, the hidden realms, intuition, needing to tap into your intuition. Okay, so starting off with the High Priestess, she represents mystery. She represents, like I said, intuition. The hidden realms. She's sort of, she stands at that threshold, right? At that veil between this world and, the hidden realms. So she comes in to bring like calm into our lives, but she also does that by encouraging us and helping us to tap into, our own intuition, right? In order to gain clarity on a situation, in order to see something for what it really is. She really does, she helps us with our psychic abilities. She helps us to harness that unseen energy. She also, you can see she's standing here right on this crescent moon. She has all the butterflies around her. So also symbols of, symbols of rebirth, sort of eternal life. Also, obviously the crescent moon symbolizing intuition, psychic force. So definitely this month, I would say, pay attention to your intuition, right? It's not just, if you get that gut feeling, go with that gut feeling. A lot of people Now, everybody has intuition. It's just not everybody trusts it. Not everybody listens to it. Listen to those. It can be as simple as, you're thinking about which way to drive home. Usually you go one way, but for some reason you get a feeling that, oh, I need to take this alternate route. Well, go with that feeling. It might seem silly, but maybe it's because there's, an accident on that route, or maybe something, would happen if maybe you'd end up getting a flat tire. Who knows? It's just, trust those feelings. That's the main point. Trust in your gut feeling. And also pay attention to your dreams. Pay attention to, any messages that come through in your dreams. It might be a good idea to keep a dream journal during this month. Also pay attention to repeating like signs, such as repeating numbers, signs, synchronicities, repeating songs, on the radio. Like if you hear it on the radio in the car, and then you go to work and you hear the same song, or, that type of thing. Pay attention to what's going on around you when that happens. Pay attention to what your own thoughts are when that happens. Definitely, with the high priestess here as the overall energy, and then the moon sitting at the center of your reading, I would say that, you definitely need to pay attention to those things this month, because the moon card at the center, yes, it has to do with, dreams and psychic abilities, intuition, the subconscious. It has to do with all of that, but it also has to do with hidden things, right? It's different. Whereas the sun, when we have the sun in a reading, the sun comes in to shine its light on everything, right? It shines its light on a situation. It provides enlightenment. It provides clarity on a particular situation. The moon comes in, and it, even though there is light, obviously, with the moon, it casts shadows, right? So we can't see things clearly. So when the moon appears in a reading, it can be speaking of needing to see something for what it is, needing to find out more information about a particular situation, and also needing to trust in, again, our instincts, our intuition, in order to find out, or in order to figure something out. So, there might be something hidden, right? There might be secrets that appear, or that you through using your intuition, you end up finding out about this month. And it seems as though, whatever maybe these things are, or, what comes to light, it seems as though it might be keeping you up at night. So whatever this hidden thing is, and this could be you hiding things from other people. This could be other people hiding things from you. But it seems as though it's been giving you, or with this is the crossing card, it could give you quite a lot of anxiety, right? This card speaks of, it's usually referred to as the nightmare card, which is interesting because it comes out on the moon, which, we associate with nighttime. And the nightmare card, it has to do with our thoughts, right? It's sort of, beginning with the suit of swords, because we actually have 1, 2, 3, 4 swords cards in the reading. So the suit of swords, it's all about cerebral energy. Okay, so it's our intellect, our mind. It's the thoughts, and how we communicate our thoughts to other people. It has to do with conflict resolution as well, using our intellect and communicating in order to resolve conflicts. But it's mainly, it's the thoughts that we have, on a day-to-day basis. And with the Nine of Swords, this is a card that speaks of repetitive, like that repetitive thinking, which, it's not, as you can see, this isn't a very nice card. You actually have a couple of kind of difficult cards here that I'll get to. But it's good to remember that this is only in our mind, right? The Nine of Swords card, even though she looks as if, everything is very difficult for her, and she's, kind of curled up here in the snow on the ground with all the ravens around her, and, she looks as though, she's unable to move forward. In actuality, what she's paralyzed by is really her fear, her doubt, that's really, she's kind of given into despair, but it's all of those thoughts, and it's just her thoughts that are keeping her from getting up and moving on, so um, she could, right? She could, if she were to get out of this negative thought pattern, she could get up and move on. But whatever this is, it's linked to the moon card here, right? So it's the obstacle. It's what's crossing it. So there might be, for some of you watching the video, obviously this isn't going to resonate with everybody. It's just why I always say that, these videos are general, and I do encourage you to watch both, your sun sign as well as your moon and rising sign. But, there could, for some of you, that could be some situation that is, it's keeping you up at night. You're very concerned about it. It could have to do with, things being hidden, with secrets. And you're feeling just very, it's making you feel very stuck, very paralyzed, whatever this is. And at the foundation, this is the other card that I said it's not that great. It's the Five of Wands. And you have 3 Wands cards. So the Suit of Wands speaks of, usually it has to do with, the day-to-day activities, right? Daily matters, things such as our work. It's also like creative projects. It's also our ambition and our drive, and our enthusiasm to do the work that we do, to do the creative projects that we do. But with the Five of Wands, this card, you can see that there are 2 men facing the 3rd man, right? I'm sorry for the glare. And then there are 2 lions as well, right? But all of them are really just kind of putting on a show here, right? The men, they're not holding up swords. They have these, obviously these wands, these sticks, but they're not attacking each other. They're just kind of holding them, threatening, in a threatening manner. The two lions, they're not biting each other. They're not actually attacking each other. They're just baring their teeth and really trying to intimidate the other person. Okay, so this card, usually it speaks of competition. It speaks of some type of, power struggle. Like they're all competing to try to get that, be the alpha male, be in that position. So it's all about conflict and arguments. But it's more about intimidation than anything, right? It's more about trying to intimidate the other person to gain the upper hand, the upper position. And it's not really like fighting, like it's not like the Five of Swords. It's more about trying to intimidate the other people, but it is a conflict card, right? So this conflict card could be linked to this, whatever this situation is here with the keeping secrets and what's been keeping you up at night. But in the past position, there's this Queen of Swords. Now, this could be an actual person that you were dealing with in the past. If so, then this, it would typically be an older female air sign, right? Or somebody, an older female who has air somewhere in her chart. If it's an air sign, then it would be a Gemini, Aquarius, or Libra. Sometimes she's referred to as like the divorced woman card. She sometimes gets a bad rap, I think, this Queen of Swords, because she comes, sometimes she's portrayed as being, very kind of stern and too cold and, kind of harsh. But I think more than anything, she's a very honest individual, and so she's usually very good at, kind of cutting through the crap, cutting out the nonsense, Yeah, she's quite stern, and she does definitely, if it's, a head or heart decision, she's always going to go with her head using her intellect, but she's very fair. She's very honest. She's also ready for battle, right? Whenever that's needed. Now, she doesn't like conflict. She's somebody who would prefer to, again, use her intellect, communicate to resolve that conflict. But she's ready, she has her sword, and, the sword is all about clarity and cutting through, you know, the whatever the conflict is or the matter is. And, you know, so this could be an actual person that you were dealing with in the past. It could have, you know, to do with this Five of Wands. It could be some type of, you know, disagreement, argument between you and this Queen of Swords person. Or this could be, you know, the energy that you were taking on in the past. And again, not trying to start an argument, but, you know, being ready to take on or being ready to battle if needed. What's crowning your reading is the Four of Pentacles. So more, this is the first Pentacles card. We have another one up here. I was looking at the Seven of Pentacles. But Pentacles energy is earth energy. So this has to do with the material things, you know, that we can touch and feel here in the material realm. So we associate it with the work that we do, the money that we earn from the job that we have, the material possessions that we are able to purchase with that money, our homes, has to do with education, our families, our children. But the Four of Pentacles is often referred to as the miser card, right? And you can see that the woman on the card, she has quite, you know, she has quite a bit of money here. She has the 4 coins. She has excuse me, she has the crystals, you know, around her on the floor. She has fruit in the trees. So she has quite a lot of things here. But look how she's holding on to them, right? She's just clutching these coins and just, you know, not willing to share of the money with anybody, right? And so sometimes this card, you know, it does speak of needing to, you know, open your hands a little bit, not be so controlling when it comes to material possessions, right? It speaks of needing to be wise with your spending. So, you know, be careful, right, with what you're spending money on. And maybe this is a month that, you know, you're concerned about that. You're thinking about needing to put money away or needing to hold on to the money that you've managed to save up. You know, there might be a genuine reason for that, right? You might have something coming up this month that you might need that money for. It could be, actually, I was just being drawn back here because of the Swords card. For some of you watching the video, there might be a surgery involved here. And, you know, what you might be finding out, there might be some unexpected news coming in with regards to, you know, needing this surgery. And so maybe this extra money here, you need this extra money in order to take care of some unexpected medical expenses. Obviously, this won't be for all of you. Again, that was just a message that came through, because then, you know, in the future position, we also have another Swords card. It's a Page of Swords. And the Page of Swords is usually, it would be a younger, if this is a person that you're dealing with, it would typically be a younger air sign, male or female, sort of teenager or early 20s, could even be a child of yours, right? Again, more mental energy, cerebral energy. And pages bring in news, right? The pages are the ones in the tarot who, they typically deliver news. They bring in news. If this isn't a person, this could just be, you know, the situation with news coming in. It's a card that you know, it has a lot to do with communication and communicating clearly, right? Finding out, having clarity with regards to, you know, a problem, solving a problem, diffusing conflict. And, you know, this person, if it's a person, usually he or she is quite, you know, quite smart, uses their intellect too, you know, and even though the person's young, he or she is good at, you know, kind of, again, cutting through the BS and, you know, kind of giving you the news, like, in a very direct manner, you know. And that's coming up in the future. Or this could be you taking on this energy of the Page of Swords, and, you know, after having the moon at the, you know, and all of this cloudiness and sort of secrets possibly, and finding things out, you finally figure something out, and you find out something with regards to this. And it could be, from using your intuition that you do find this out. And then you appear here as the Queen of Wands. The Queen of Wands, I would say this is just you taking on this energy of the Queen of Wands. And usually she is a very charismatic figure. She's able to handle many things at one time. She's very assertive. She's very powerful. And she's very good at what she does. She has great foresight. She's a, kind of a force to be reckoned with. So you come in here as being very forceful, and others are seeing you as the Six of Wands, which is a card of victory. Others are seeing you as being victorious. So whatever this is, whatever you've been through, you might feel as though, you're kind of handling everything, you're doing everything, even if there is this conflict and doubt and everything going on kind of under the surface, like that only you are aware of or you're dealing with. Others don't see that. Others are seeing you as being victorious, right? And with this in your environment, this could just be, things going right or things going your way, right? It's usually a card of recognition, a card of acknowledgement, a card of receiving some type of accolades for a job well done. So that's how people are seeing you. Your hopes and fears, you have the Two of Swords. So, your fear is that you will not be able to make a decision on something. The Two of Swords it's usually referred to as the stalemate card or the impasse card. It's a card that shows or that indicates that you are either unwilling or unable to make a decision on something, right? But again, this is swords energy. This is mental energy. So this is only in your head. This isn't real. You could very easily, just like the woman here, she's feeling very defensive. She has the swords crossed across her chest. She's blindfolded. There are ravens circling in opposite directions here, sort of indicating the different paths or needing to make a decision, needing to choose. And she feels as though she can't do that. So, but this is only a fear because, it's mental, it's cerebral energy. She could easily just remove the blindfold and figure out which way to go and do it. But it's you not being willing to see something for what it is, right? So this is you fearing that, right? This is in your fear position, or hoping that you will be able to see things for what they really are and make this decision, right? And as you leave the month, you have the Seven of Pentacles. So the Seven of Pentacles, there's a progression here from, your crowning energy of the Four of Pentacles. We end the month with the Seven of Pentacles. So there is an increase as far as, financial stability goes. The Seven of Pentacles, she has everything that she needs here. She has seven coins around her. The tree is full of fruit. She has a beautiful basket of fruit in her hand. So she's feeling quite happy, but she also understands that, there's still work to be done. So her work is not done here. She has more than she had with the Four of Pentacles. So even if there were sort of unexpected expenses, things like that, during the month, you do come out sort of ahead or on top, and you end the month, feeling as though, yes, you're quite satisfied with what you have, but there's still work to be done. So it's all about keeping your eye on the, sort of the prize, the long-term goal, and just working towards that. So that's how you leave the month. Now, the two cards that you have that came out as your guidance cards, the oracle cards from the Soulful Woman deck, you have card number 33, Inner Wakefulness. And from the Ask Your Guides deck, you have Purpose, Master Teacher. Okay, and for those, I like to just read the full description from the book for the guidance cards. So the Inner Wakefulness card says, I have within me an inner wakefulness that supports my natural dignity and wisdom. At times, I experience this wakefulness as a steady, small light. At other times, it is like a blazing sun. When I am called upon to face a challenge or negotiate a big life transition, the light of my wakefulness illuminates my inner resources, reminding me of my strengths and abilities. My inner light is steady and strong even when I am feeling vulnerable. It opens me to that which is sacred within me, the big me that can hold the bigger picture that connects me to my wholeness and steadiness. My potential to be completely present, wakeful, and attuned to my truth and wisdom holds me steady in the midst of chaos or psychological distress. Which is interesting because I think this ties in with the, needing to trust in the messages, right? With the High Priestess card. And then, what I was saying about the Moon card together with the High Priestess card. And then this Nine of Swords, which is, this chaos or psychological distress. So that definitely ties in well with the messages from those cards. And the other card here, the Purpose Oracle card, this is card number 38, says, let me find it. Here we go. You're beginning to stride into your purpose. Work is no longer a struggle, and your master teacher is guiding you along the way. The more aligned you become with your life's proper path, the more your days will flow with ease. You'll lose track of all barriers as you go with the flow and throw your heart and soul into your efforts. Your dedication will pay off in the long run, but even this isn't important. Your efforts are their own reward. Doing what you love so well and so faithfully fulfills you. Your challenge is to resist the temptation to push yourself to exhaustion. Remain measured and steady, and don't overlook the importance of taking a day of rest at least once a week. Your master teacher is pleased with your progress, but reminds you that even though you may love your work and feel that you could work forever, your body and mind do get fatigued. Develop the wisdom to know when to step away and refresh your soul. Your master teacher's message: pace yourself. Okay. Interesting. Well, I do hope that the messages have helped you today. I thank you once again for joining me. I look forward to reading for you again. And I just know that I'm sending you all much peace, love, and light for a wonderful rest of the month of February. Bye for now.